In this section, we are looking into one application of quadratic to business context, which is profit maximization. So here, first, several things to remind you of. One is total revenue equals to price by quantity. And here, the quantity Q is the decision. And P is a function of Q. What does that mean? That actually means that firms, they are making decision on how many produced to be released to the market. They shouldn't be directly influencing the price of the market. The price of the market is dependent on the availability of this product in the market. And then profit is the difference between revenue, which is your income, and cost. So the profit is actually the net gain. So we can find the maximum profit by finding the vertex of the profit function if that's a quadratic. Okay, so let's look at this question, which is noted as example 2b.1. Okay, so here this function, we were asked to graph the total revenue, total cost, and profit functions given P equals to 600 minus 5Q. And here it also tells you P is the dependent variable and Q is actually the independent, namely the decision of the firm. And total cost is also dependent on how much you produce. Okay, so find a Q that maximizes profit. How to do that? We need to find the vertex of the quadratic function of the total profit and work out the Q that makes the firm break even and find the point on the graph. So here, if the firm is to break even, that means the profit equals to 0. And when profit equals to 0, that is 0 equal to total revenue minus total cost, total revenue equal to total cost, that's when you're breaking even. Okay, so here are several steps. The first one is to work out the expression of total revenue. The second one is to work out the expression of profit, which is the difference between total revenue and total cost. And then we find the vertex. And at last, we work out the break-even point, namely the root of the quadratic equation of the profit. Okay, so let's look at this. First, I'd like to solve this by hand. At least illustrate those steps by hand to you. So let's switch back. Total cost is 10Q plus 300. So now let's switch to my document camera. Just to demonstrate what is going on. So here, first, in order to find out the profit, which is pi is profit. In order to find out the profit, we need to find total revenue and total cost, because the difference of them is the net gain, which is the profit, right? So here, total cost, we already have. Then we need to find the total revenue. So what is the total revenue? That is P by Q, right? P is the unit price. Each unit, it's priced this way, and multiply by how many products are sold. Okay, P is a function of Q, which is 600 minus 5Q, and by Q itself. So it is 600Q minus 5Q squared. Okay, that's your total revenue. And now with total revenue known, we can go to, so this is first step, this is second step, we can work out the expression of the profit, which is total revenue. That's 600Q minus 5Q squared minus total cost, 10Q plus 300. Again, as you're replacing total cost with this expression, don't forget to add a parenthesis to avoid mistake. Okay, so Now we can further simplify this. That's 600q minus 5q squared minus 10q plus 300. Okay, that is 590q minus 5 squared plus 300. Or let's reassemble it, rearrange it, so that the q is in the descending order of power. So minus 5q squared plus 590q plus 300q plus 300, I'm sorry. That is like minus 5x squared plus 590x plus 300, right? In which q is your x and pi is your y. Okay, so for step 3, for us to work out the q that maximizes the profit. So first, the a term equals to minus 5. That tells you the function is like this, in which the vertical axis is pi, the y-axis is pi, the horizontal axis, which is x-axis, is q, right? So the q, because this is like a frowning face, as we say, frowning mouth, as we say, right? So here the vertex is actually the maximum point. So what is the vertex? That is when q equals to minus b over 2 times of a, where your b equals to 590 and a equals to minus 5. So minus b over 2a. Okay, so that is 590 over 10, 59. So when q equals to 59, it's the minimum. And the last one, break even. When it's break even, that means pi equal to 0. That means total revenue equal to total cost. And here pi equals to 0. That is minus 5q squared plus 590q plus 300 equal to 0. So we just need to solve for the root of pi. And we actually learned several ways to do that. We can invoke the formula, right? And we can use solver to do this, or we can use spreadsheet modeling to do this.